Hi, my name is Wilkey, and I'm the developer of this application, Flikitt, and I just real quick want to do a brief tutorial about how to use this application, because I believe it's a really cool tool, but it has a little bit of a learning curve. So, here we are at the main menu. You have an opportunity to tap to create a new project, or if you have projects that already exist, you can use these tools down here to scrub and find them, and then just tap in the middle when you find your project you want to edit. So for this tutorial, I will show you how to make a new project from scratch. So what you'll do is you'll click tap here to create. It'll prompt you with a project name, which you can click up here and give it a name. I'm going to call this example. Then it says number of frames and frames per second. So when you take your video, it will take 25 frames at 5 frames a second, and then it'll do some math down here and tell you about how long that is. In our case, that's about 5 seconds. So I'm going to go ahead and click create. Then over here, it's going to be using my back camera. As you can see, there's my keyboard right there, and my mouse and my screen. You also can use your front-facing camera by pressing this button up here. So tap anywhere on the screen to start a recording. I'm going to take a recording of my keyboard real quick. It's going to finish. We can delete and start over, or we can edit with these buttons. I'm going to click edit. It's going to process video, and then here we are in our project. I'm going to play it back, and it's going to play our animation we just took. Now we can use these down here to scrub through each frame. Now the point of this application is to bring imagination to reality, because we took a real video here, and now we can use the tools of Flikitt to create some kind of really cool animation over it. So we have a couple different tools to help us do that. Right now we're in play mode, but there are two other modes. The mode right here is drawing mode, which the modes affect the UI down here, and then we have edit mode. Play mode, you can use this slider here to adjust the frame rate or speed the video is going to play. Here you can press play to see your animation. Here you can press and hold to record your voice over this. And if we play, you can press and hold to record your voice. It'll play your voice. And then let's move on to the next mode. We have drawing mode. So here are all of your color swatches, RGB order. So I'm going to start with red. This is your line thickness down here. I'm going to make a relatively thin line and just make a really bad exclamation point. And then you have another mode here, manipulation mode, which you guessed it, manipulate your lines. So I'm going to take this here, and I can move this line with my finger just by selecting it. And then you have something called a catch radius, which if it's really high, it'll affect a lot of lines that are near your finger. Conversely, if it's really low, it'll affect just the lines that you're touching, and it'll do really minute movements, but with the catch radius higher, it'll do higher movements. There's one more thing in manipulation mode you can do, and that is if you hold here and you use your thumb or whatever other finger, you can scale it up or down on the y-axis, or up or down on the x-axis. So you can manipulate the lines however you would like to. The next tool here is the eraser tool. You guessed it, you can erase just by, going over the lines with your finger. The next set of tools are in the edit mode, and the edit mode gives you a couple cool tools down here. You can play your animation. You can play your animation. You can click that button there to show you the waveform of the recording that you have over it. So if you were to draw stick figures that are talking, you can see where you're talking and match them up nicely. Over here is the transparency slider. You have the opportunity to make a picture opaque or completely transparent, or you can press that toggle and this will do it for all of the pictures. And this you can do some really cool things with. You can make everything black after you've drawn over something and maybe your lines were outlining what you recorded. Just an example. But I'm going to keep it all opaque here so I can show you. The next tools are the copy tools for the lines. So if we draw a line like this, and that is on frame 8, we can come over here and click this button, and it says 8 here. And then we can use the scrubber to select a frame that we want to copy that line to over all of the frames that were in between. So if we click here, boom, it just copied from frame 8 to frame 17 that same line, and that's really helpful if we wanted to have a still background or what have you. The next tool is very similar, but it doesn't copy the in-between frames. So let's draw another line here. Go back to edit mode, click this, it says 5, which means we've copied frame 5's lines, and we can go to any frame here and we can click this and it'll copy the line from frame 5 to this specific frame. So pretty cool tools. They give you a lot of flexibility and you can do a lot of cool things with them. Over here we have the delete frame button if you'd like to delete that frame. Or we have this button here, which is the quick copy, which if you're drawing in a hurry, you don't have to go into edit mode. You can just press this and it'll copy the last frame automatically for you. When all is said and done, you can use these buttons up here to export or save. This right here is the share button. You can use this to record your screen. It'll automatically do this. And then Flikitt will bring up an option to save the video, or you can share it to Instagram, Snapchat, or any other place you'd like it to end up. If it doesn't work the first time, you may have to click it again because the Flikitt is still in its beta stages. So the final tool is this green check mark, which you can press and it'll save all of your lines and all of the images. Go back to the main menu and you can use these tools to scrub and find the project if you'd like to edit it again.